Misty's back with another Duchenne video today. I actually have a question I'll be answering. Duchenne mom Tammy writes, "Hey Misty, I read your book, In Your Face. It was excellent. Thank you, Tammy. I have a question for you. My son is 12. How do you make a child with Duchenne independent in doing things when they physically can't?" So, in order for these Duchenne boys and girls to live independently, there's really one great big question that you need to ask, and that is, what are they going to need to live independently, on their own as much as possible in the future? What is that going to look like, and what can you do right now to, to nurture that and to, help them along? But before I answer any more, I have to tell you, I'm not a child psychologist, I'm not a doctor. I can only tell you and give you from my experience with my own son and how he's went on to live as independently as he possibly can. It's going to look different than what you and I, what it looks like for you and I. I mean, they're full physically, dependent on somebody else to take care of all their needs. And so as they get older, whose job is that? Is it something that you can do? I commend parents that can do that for their child, be their nurse, be their all. But most of these kids, I mean, they've been sheltered, so most of them want to live independently, but they're just as scared as any other 18, 19-year-old out there. So what they're going to need, they're going to need a PCA. They're going to need, most likely, some of them are going to even need a nurse. They're going to need a place to live, and they're going to need, some sort of assistance as far as, getting them places. They're going to need transportation. Who's going to cook for them? Who's going to clean for them? And every state has agencies, and you can hire people to do this. And depending on where you're at, there's Medicaid, there's Social Security, because most of these guys, they can work part-time. Some of them are too tired to work a full day. And so, they're going to need a disability of some sort if they cannot have a job. And, so that's what they're going to need. They're going to need, PCA, somebody to help them. They're going to need somebody to help them with their banking, get that all set up, just like any other kid, except for the whole thing they have is that dependence. They can't shower, they can't dress themselves. So who's going to fulfill that piece? And then you have to also take in mind that each of these kids have a little bit different personality. And your son's 12, so I can think of, my cat's trying to get the video camera, sorry. If you saw that moving around, he's rubbing on the leg of the camera stand. Anyway, so right now, being 12, what you can do, you can hire somebody to come in your home part-time and help with dressing your child, getting them in and out of the shower, helping, organize their day. Maybe they're doing a physical therapy. You can start bringing this care provider along with you. So it teaches your child that they're going to have somebody around to help them throughout. And that shows them that you are supporting them in doing that. I also think it's important that your child sees you fighting for them, fighting for their needs. If you have a great school system, awesome. Sometimes, though, things happen and the parent has to step in. Your child needs to see you do that. They need to see that you care. They need to see that you want them to be as independent as possible, and that I just really feel you have to set the example with them. So again, bring somebody in the home, get them used to somebody. I wouldn't recommend under 12 years old. Long story why I won't recommend that, but 12 years old, they're starting to understand that the disease is not going to go away. They even know most likely what the future is going to bring, and they need to know these things so they can better help themselves. I don't know what state you're in, but you can look into the different benefits that they have for people with disabilities. Start Googling it, look in the yellow pages, talk to nurses and doctors. Your public assistance office, you can call and talk to them. They might have some ideas for you. So again, it's all about knowing what they're going to need in the future and supporting them right now, getting used to that. And their team at school can help a lot with that. Luke was very fortunate enough. He had a high school teacher that really understood that Luke, for him to feel good about himself and contribute to society, he's going to need to know how to stand up for himself and advocate for himself. So again, think about these things. If you've liked this video, like it below, comment. If you have another question for me that you'd like me to shoot a video about, hop it down there in the comments. Just message me on Facebook. And until then, I'll catch you next week. And thank you so much. You all are just awesome. Everybody that follows me on my list and gets these video newsletters in their inbox, just thank you so much for supporting me and the Duchenne movement as we are building momentum, and we are not about to stop until Duchenne ends. So I love you all. Bye-bye.